use it to build projects or robots. I have told you, right? Without this Arduino or Raspberry Pi, you cannot create your robot. So it is must and should. That is the first sentence I have written it. It's an open source prototyping platform which is going to help us in building our robots. Okay. And the next word you are going to hear it is microcontroller. Arduino board including microcontroller and which is programmed using Arduino programming language. Don't panic with these words. I'm going to explain you. Okay. Arduino, it's like a platform where you're going to work. Okay. It is a part of a robot on which you are creating it. But this Arduino has a separate part called as microcontroller. Okay. In the second line, I have written the definition of the simplest definition in the way which you can understand it. It is the brain of the Arduino board. It's the brain of the Arduino board means what it is going to do. It is going to store the information. It is going to store the instructions given by you. Suppose you want your robot to walk. You need to tell that, right? In what way you will tell that? Suppose you are telling it through a programming language, which I will explain it to you later. But when you say something, it should be stored somewhere so that it will use that and it will use it to give you the output. Suppose myself, if I am there, if someone comes to me and asks me to, can you please give me some glass of water? So first what I will do, my brain should store it. Otherwise I will forget it, right? To bring a glass of water. First my brain should store it and then it will send signal to my legs and hands that go and get some water to that person. Then I will go, then I will bring you the water, right? In the same way, Arduino is going to take the information and microcontroller is going to store that information. In the next line, I have written the same thing. It is the place where instructions are stored. You might be thinking, what are these instructions? Don't worry. When you will understand about the coding and programming language, you will understand what is this instruction actually means. Okay. And next, Raspberry Pi. As I said, it is also an interface between a user and a robot. But the main difference, you can build robots through Arduino and you can also build your robot using Arduino Pi. But what makes the difference? There should be something, right, which is making us to select these both. See, if you are selecting an Arduino in your project, it depends on what type of project you are selecting. If you are selecting some type of project which is in that, if you want Arduino, you will use it. If you want Raspberry Pi, you are going to use that. When you will get about this Arduino and Raspberry Pi, we will explain it in the course about Arduino, how is going to work, how it going to look like, and each and every part. Okay. In the next slide, I will be showing you the picture of Arduino and Raspberry Pi. Okay. And don't panic by seeing those pictures. Okay. Okay. This is the Arduino which I have told you. See the first picture which is at the top of the screen. That is our Arduino. With that only we are going to create or we are going to build our projects, right? Am I right? And what is that red color rectangle? That is our microcontroller. I said you right. Microcontroller is going to store the instructions that is shown in that picture with the red color mark. Okay, so that is the Arduino with its microcontroller. As I said, it is going to store the instruction and it is the main part of the Arduino. Okay, and in that Arduino you will be seeing, if you are concentrating at that picture, you will be seeing some numbers like 0, 1, 2, 3. Each and everything of that will be explained to you in the main course. because as this is the crash course, we will be just give you the skeleton, okay, like how it is going to be and how you can get through it. Okay, I think you got my point. And in the next one, you can see that with a fruit shape, that is our Raspberry Pi. And I can say you one difference between this Arduino and Raspberry Pi. Arduino can be connected through a single device, but Raspberry Pi, we can connect it through different devices and we can work on it. You might be having a doubt how how this is going to be get connected and how we are going to work on this. Slowly, day by day, each and everything you will be understanding. Okay, so this is about Arduino and Raspberry Pi. Okay, I have shown you the pictures, I have explained you about the Arduino and what is a microcontroller. Okay, I think you got my point, and now I am shifting my slide. Okay, this is the next step in preparing our robot. This is nothing but requirements for robot. I said you right, to prepare a robot you should have some components, you should have something to get through it, like batteries, anything. Those are requirements, right? And in these requirements, the main part is sensor. Don't worry, I will explain you what is mean by a sensor and different types of sensors. First, we will look at the list of the requirements. Okay. Okay. The requirements depends, again, it depends on the project which you are selecting. Yesterday, if you have remembered, I have shown you a robot which is just helping a car which is fired. Means it is playing a role of fire extinguisher. How a robot can know that there is a fire around it? Using some temperature sensors. What is this temperature sensor? It is going to recognize the temperature around it. And మనం చెప్తాం ఆ రోబోట్ కి ఇంత పర్టికులర్ టెంపరేచర్ వచ్చినప్పుడు నీ చుట్టూ ఫైర్ యాక్సిడెంట్ ఉన్నట్లు అండ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు సేవ్ ఫ్రమ్ దట్ ఆబ్స్టకిల్. Okay, and it is going to help us. So in that way, sensors are going to play a role in requirements for robot. The sensors are nothing but like you can take examples of your hands, legs. Brain manaki signal istundi, ekkadiki istundi, like if, as the example I have said you, suppose you want to get something, if you want to drink some water, the brain should tell the legs and hands to walk, to catch the glass, to take the glass in your hand and to drink. So this part is done by the sensor in a robot. Ninna Esimo robot chusam manam. What is that? When a person comes in front of it, it recognizes, huh, నా ముందుకు ఒక మనిషి వచ్చాడు, I need to give a shake hand to him. A robot, when it wins, a sensor is created in that, a sensor is used in that robot so that it can feel happy. Okay, a sensor is given to it so that it can see. A sensor is given to it so that it can find the distance of an object in front of us. Okay, and another example you can take that, as I said, that if an obstacle is around an Esimo robot or any robot, it will sense. How it is knowing that there is an obstacle? Suppose edana padindi, something stone or something, a box from an attic on the ground, there will be a large sound, right? So we are going to use the sound sensor. With that sound sensor, this robot is going to hear that. With that sound sensor, it is going to hear that and it is going to observe and it is going to react to that. This is how it is. These robots are interacting with us actually. So now we will see this. I have just given the list. In the next slides, we will see about each and every sensor with an image and example also. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Please mute your microphones. Okay. The first one is photoelectric sensors, sound sensors, ultrasonic sensors, USB cable. What is this USB cable? This USB cable is going to connect your Arduino to your system. అరే ఎందుకు కనెక్ట్ చేయాలి యూఎస్బి కేబుల్ ని? అసలు ఆర్డినో దాన్ని అసలు కంప్యూటర్ కి ఎందుకు పెట్టాలి? I will tell you when it comes to the part of coding. When we come to the part of coding, we will be understanding why we are connecting our system to an Arduino. I have mentioned you one point. మీకు గుర్తుందా నేను ఇందాక ఆర్డినో చెప్పేటప్పుడు చెప్పాను. Arduino we can connect through a single device. Yes, and Raspberry Pi we can connect it through multiple devices. So how you will connect it? Just take that Arduino board and you are going to just simply keep it on that your computer. Will it understand? No, you need to give some connection between that, right? So that is done by this USB cable, which is going to connect your system to Arduino. Arduino పెట్టేంత మాత్రం మన రోబోట్ వర్క్ చేయదు. It should have some input, right? Arduino is like a small just born baby. You need to teach it each and everything. ఏం టీచ్ చేయాలి మనం ఆర్డినోకి? మన రోబోట్ ఎలా ఉండబోతుంది, హౌ టు డిజైన్ ఇట్, అసలు అది ఏం పని చేయాలి. దిస్ ఆల్ డిపెండ్స్ ఆన్ హౌ యు ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఇట్. Okay, I will come to the program part in the next slide. Okay, don't worry about it. After this USB cable, batteries. Why batteries? We are human beings. Okay, we will eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, but robots, can they eat? Means avem tino, they can't eat, right? So to do work, it should have some energy. That energy is provided by these batteries, or you can use solar also. It's a different part again. So these batteries are going to provide energy for your robot. Okay, I think you got this point. So it is also a requirement, right? To prepare a robot, you need something like you need batteries. So it is also one thing. It is also one requirement. And the next one is breadboard. Okay, don't worry, it is not a bread, okay, which you will eat daily. It is like it's also a requirement which you are going to connect. Okay, don't panic about this. We will explain it to you later in later sessions. Okay, with that picture and every function of it, we will explain it. But up to now, just understand that this breadboard is also a part in your electronic components. Okay, and the next one is wires. Why wires? Asal wires enduku? Okay, first I will explain the example, then I will come to this. Suppose brain is there. The same example I will take to hold a glass of water. To hold a glass of water, in what way our brain is sending the signal to the hand? Through nerves or any other sensors. It is just directing us, oh, go and pick up the glass. In the same way, to connect our Arduino, please listen this point carefully. To connect our Arduino with other parts, we need to connect it through wires. With these wires, we are going to connect our Arduino and our sensors. Okay, how to connect it, where to connect it, why to connect it, we will all see it in later sessions. Okay, next, this is about wires. So this is also a mandatory thing, right? To prepare a robot, you need some wires also, and then electrical components, etc. So this is the third step in how to build a robot. The third step is completed, not completed. I will explain you about these sensors also, don't worry. Okay, we will go to the next slide. Okay, as I have said you that the brain plays an important role in our body, in the same way Arduino for a robot. In the way we are having eye to see the objects and other parts like skin to sense the objects. Okay, in the same way Arduino is having the photo sensors and other sensors, which is making a robot to do its work, which is allowing it to do its work. Okay, so that's just an example. Okay, as I have said you, requirements of robots, you can just make a look Okay, don't worry about each and everything. Array, what is this? What we will explain you each and every sensor. But in today's session, I will explain you about like 3 to 4 sensors, I think so. In the next slides, they will be. In the middle of your slide, you can just watch the Arduino board, and around it, those are sensors. I said you right, those are the body parts for your robots. Okay, so these are going to, okay, I will explain you about this sensor definition and everything. Okay, this is photoelectric sensor. Okay, sensor, I'm telling you many times, right? Okay, now we will see the definition for it. Sensor. So what's a sensor? నేను ఏం చెప్పాను, ఒక రోబోట్ కి మనం ఒక సెన్సార్ కనెక్ట్ చేస్తున్నామంటే అది దాని చుట్టుపక్కల ఉన్న వాటిని అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తుంది, రైట్? లైక్ యాజ్ ఐ సెడ్ దాట్ ఒకవేళ టెంపరేచర్ యొక్క సెన్సార్ మనం ఒక రోబోట్ కి ఇస్తే దాని చుట్టుపక్కల ఉన్న టెంపరేచర్ ని అదేం చేస్తుంది, రికగ్నైజ్ చేస్తుంది. How it is recognizing? It is taking the input. So what is a sensor? It is an input device which provides an output
device.
Yeah, who is that? Okay, when I will ask you, you can answer. Okay, so what's a sensor? It's an input device which provides us an output, which gives us an output. Okay, so how this photoelectric sensor is going to help you? Okay, this is used so that there is any absence or presence of an object around you. Using light, this sensor will say any object around you. You can take any robot and you can just fix it if you want to recognize the objects surroundings you. అసిమో రోబోట్ అంటే ఏం చెప్పాం, ఆబ్స్టాకిల్ వస్తే అది దాన్ని ఎదుర్కొంటుంది కదా. అది ఎదుర్కొనే ముందు అది ఏం చేయాలి, ఫస్ట్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ని అసలు ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఉందో లేదో చెక్ చేయాలి ఆ రోబోట్. అది చెక్ చేయాలంటే ఏం చేయాలి, ఇట్ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ సమ్ సెన్సార్, దట్ ఈస్ ఫోటోఎలక్ట్రిక్ సెన్సార్. ఆ ఫోటోఎలక్ట్రిక్ సెన్సార్ తోటి ఆ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఉందో లేదో తెలిస్తే అప్పుడు అది ఆబ్స్టాకిల్ కి ఎలా ఫైట్ చేయాలో తెలుసుకుంటుంది. Okay, I think you got the point about this photoelectric sensor. You can see the picture. Next one, ultrasonic sensor. You can see the picture and I will explain you. Ee sensor enduku use chestamante, to work, this is used to measure the distance anamata. Suppose నేను ఇప్పుడు ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఉందా లేదా చెక్ చేస్తుందని చూడడానికి ఫోటోఎలక్ట్రిక్ సెన్సార్. బట్ ఈ అల్ట్రాసోనిక్ సెన్సార్ ఏం చేస్తుంది, ఇప్పుడు ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఉందని తెలుసు. సపోజ్ మన ముందు టీవీ ఉంది, అది ఉందని తెలుసు. అది అలా ఉందని తెలియడానికి వి నీడ్ అ సెన్సార్, అండ్ అది ఎంత డిస్టెన్స్ లో ఉంది అది తెలియడానికి అల్ట్రాసోనిక్ సెన్సార్. ఓకే, సో వాట్ దిస్ అల్ట్రాసోనిక్ సెన్సార్ విల్ డూ, it will measure the distance. Okay, and it also works on the property of sound waves. Ante dan chuttupakkala emana sound vinipiste it will react. We human beings, we can answer to others and we communicate to others through our words, through our language. But ee sensor manaki ela answer istundi, adi ela cheptundi nenu pani chestunnanu ani, అక్కడ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఉందన్నది నాకు ఎలా చెప్తుంది. ఇప్పుడు సౌండ్ సెన్సార్, టేక్ ఎన్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఆఫ్ సౌండ్ సెన్సార్. నీ చుట్టుపక్కల ఏదైనా సౌండ్ వస్తే ఆ సౌండ్ సెన్సార్ ఏం చేస్తుంది, ఇట్ విల్ గివ్ సమ్ బజ్ సౌండ్ టు యూ, సో దట్ యూ కెన్ అండర్స్టాండ్ దట్ అరౌండ్ యూ దేర్ ఇస్ సంథింగ్ విచ్ ఇస్ సౌండింగ్ టు యూ. అంటే ఏదో సౌండ్ నడుస్తుంది, ఏదో ఆబ్స్టకిల్ ఉంది నీ చుట్టుపక్కల. సో ఆ సెన్సార్ ఇంటరాక్ట్స్ టు us in that way, through a buzz sound, through an LED light also it can answer to us. Okay, so this is about the ultrasonic sensor, and దీన్ని ఎలా వాడాలి, దీన్ని ఎలా కనెక్ట్ చేయాలి, these all we will see in our main course. Okay, ఇది ఎలా పనిచేస్తుంది, this all we will see in our main course. Next sensor is temperature sensor. As I have said you before, this sensor measures the change in temperature. అంటే మనం మన రోబోట్ కి ఇది ఫిక్స్ చేసి చెప్పాలన్నమాట, ఇంత టెంపరేచర్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత యూ హ్యావ్ టు డూ దిస్, ఎట్ దిస్ టెంపరేచర్ యూ డూ దాట్, యూ నీడ్ టు సే దిస్. సో హౌ యు ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు సే దిస్, That is coding. I will tell you later. Okay, so this is the temperature sensor which is going to measure the change in the temperature. Okay, these connections and how we are going to use it, we will see it in the further sessions. So this is the sound sensor, I said you, right? Using this sensor, you will be able to recognize the sounds around you. Sound elanti sound cheppadu adi kani edo sound undani matram it will tell us. How it will tell us? By making some sound. You may use some buzzers, buzzing sounds, etc. Through that, these sensors will communicate to us. Okay, so here our part comes. నేను ఇందాక నుంచి చెప్తున్నా సెన్సార్ కి మనం అట్లా చెప్పాలి, అది అప్పుడు అలా చేస్తుంది. అసలు ఎలా చేస్తుంది? See, నేను మీతో మాట్లాడుతున్నా. I'm interacting with you. In which language I'm interacting with you? Like in Telugu, English. And are you able to understand that? Yes. మీకు అర్థమైతుంది కాబట్టే నేను ఆ లాంగ్వేజ్ యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాను. In the same way, our computers, our sensors, our Arduino board, especially our Arduino board, it does not know. It does not. We have to learn the language of it so that it will be easy for us to communicate with that. Okay, I will ask you a simple question now. Please unmute yourself and just answer to my question. What language does our computer uses? Mana computer ki ఏ language అర్థమవుతుంది? Can anyone please tell me?
Java.
Machine programming.
Who is
Machine
that?
language.
Bhavyesh? Machine language. Okay, you are up to the point, but I need the exact one. Still anyone?
Java.
Who is that? Praneeth?
C plus.
You are anyone?
C plus.
Who is that? Can you please tell your name? Ashwin.
Ashwin.
No.
Mechanical
C, not
language.
C plus. Who is that? Can you please tell your name?
Mechanical language, madam.
Yeah, you're right. Mechanical or machine language is also right, but I'm telling that it should be the particular one. I think you are not getting my point. మన కంప్యూటర్ కి ఏ లాంగ్వేజ్ అర్థమవుతుంది? సపోజ్ యు ఆర్ టైపింగ్ 2 + 3. How it is going to take
Binary
that?
language.
Yes, who is that?
Python.
Who is that?
Bhavyashi.
Binary language. Bhavyashi, very good. You have given the correct answer. What is this binary language? Can you please tell me in a
In the
sentence?
form of zeros and ones.
Very good. You have given the accurate answer. Our computer understands the binary language, which is nothing but zeros and ones. మన కీబోర్డ్ మీద ఇన్ని కీవర్డ్స్ ఉన్నా, లైక్ A to Z alphabets, these many symbols, these many digits, but our computer only understands 0 and 1. That is all the internal process which is going to happen, but we will get our output in our language. Okay, are you getting my point? So as computer cannot understand our language, what we are doing? We are entering in our language, but it is itself converting into binary language and it is taking that input. Okay, 2 + 3 అని ప్రెస్ చేశాను. అది ఏం చేస్తుంది? 2 ని బైనరీ ఫామ్ లో, 3 ని బైనరీ ఫామ్ లో, ప్లస్ ని కూడా బైనరీ ఫామ్ లో తీసుకొని ఇట్ ఈస్ గివింగ్ అస్ అవుట్పుట్ ఇన్ ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ అవర్ లాంగ్వేజ్. సో వాట్ ఐ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ వాంట్ టు సే దిస్ మీన్స్, ఇక్కడంటే మనం జీరోస్ అండ్ వన్స్ నేర్చుకోలేం కాబట్టి అదంతకు అదే కన్వర్ట్ చేస్తుంది. బట్ Arduino, it cannot do that. They have some separate languages. We need to learn those languages and we need to apply those. ఓకే, అంటే దీన్ని బట్టి మనకి ఏం అర్థమవుతుంది? మనం ఆర్డినోతో, మన ప్లాట్ఫామ్ తో టు డెవలప్ అన్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్, టు కమ్యూనికేట్ విత్ దాట్ ఆర్డినో, టు కమ్యూనికేట్ విత్ ద సెన్సార్స్, మెయిన్లీ సెన్సార్స్ తో కమ్యూనికేట్ అవ్వడానికి వీఆర్ యూజింగ్ అ ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ లాంగ్వేజ్. Don't worry, there are many programming languages, okay, like C, C++ and other which you have said me. Those all are programming languages which we are going to use in our robotics to teach our robot. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఈ పర్టికులర్ సెన్సార్ నాకు వర్క్ చేయాలి అంటే మనం ఏం చేస్తామంటే ఆర్డినోకి ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్ ఇస్తాం, అది మైక్రో కంట్రోలర్ లో స్టోర్ చేసుకొని ఆ ఫోటో సెన్సార్ కి చెప్తుంది నువ్వు ఈ పని చెయ్యి అని. దిస్ ద సింప్లెస్ట్ వే ఐఎమ్ సేయింగ్ యూ హౌ ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు వర్క్. ఓకే, సో నువ్వు ఆ ఆర్డినోకి చెప్పాలి అంటే ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు స్పీక్ టు దట్ ఆర్డినో యు ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు రైట్ అ కోడ్. What is that code? It's nothing but programming language. Okay, so that is nothing but the fourth step, which is called as coding. So there's a sentence in front of you on your screen. We have different languages to communicate with each other. In the same way, to interact with a machine. What is a machine here? A robot or anything. Okay, to interact with a machine or computer, robot, we should have different language. That separate language is called as programming language. Okay, and in that only coding comes. సింపుల్ వేలో చెప్పాలంటే ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ లాంగ్వేజ్ అంటే మన సబ్జెక్ట్స్ తెలుగు, హిందీ, ఇంగ్లీష్. ఇప్పుడు తెలుగు, హిందీ తీసుకోండి. తెలుగులో మీరు యూజ్ చేసే వర్డ్స్ ఏంటి? అ, ఆ, ఈ. బట్ ఇన్ హిందీ యు ఆర్ యూజింగ్ అ సపరేట్ డిజైన్ ఫర్ ద లెటర్ అ and a separate design for the letter E. So that is going to be your code. Your code means it is the instruction. It is the instruction you are giving to your Arduino. That Arduino stores that instructions in the microcontroller and it is assigning each and every work to the sensors of the robot. Okay, I think you got my point. So common coding language, as some of you said, C++ and something. We have many programming languages like JavaScript, Python, SQL, PHP. You may not be learning all this, but you will be learning C. In the main course, we will be explaining you some basics in C programming language and how to write a code in C so that we can interact with our robot. Okay, so this is the fourth step. Okay. Now we will. Yeah. Who is that?
Ma'am, Pujit, ma'am.
Pujit. Yeah. Semi.
Ma'am, once again explain coding, ma'am.
Coding. You want me to explain what is mean by coding? Okay, I will
Yes,
explain
ma'am.
you. Mute your microphone.
Okay.
Coding means the instructions, the group of instructions you are giving to your Arduino in a simple way. మనం మన డివైస్ తోటి మాట్లాడడానికి మనం యూజ్ చేసే ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ ని కోడింగ్ అంటాం. అండ్ విచ్ ఇస్ ఆల్సో కాల్డ్ యాజ్ అ ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ లాంగ్వేజ్. ఓకే, దీన్ని ఎలా చెప్పాలంటే చూడండి, జావా స్క్రిప్ట్ ఇట్స్ అ కోడ్, పైథాన్ లో రాస్తే పైథాన్ కోడ్, సిలో రాస్తే సి కోడ్. అంటే మనకి డిఫరెంట్ కోడింగ్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఆ అన్ని కోడింగ్స్ ని కలిపితే ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ లాంగ్వేజ్. ఓకే, that's what I'm saying. We will help you to learn only one language. Okay, coding ante it's a part of your programming language. Okay, Pujit, did you get my point?
I got, ma'am.
Yes, very good. It is helping us to interact with our device. It is helping us to interact with our Arduino. అదే చెప్తున్నా, ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ లాంగ్వేజ్ అన్న కోడింగ్ ఇట్స్ లైక్ సేమ్. To interact, to communicate with our devices, we should learn its language. వాటికి మన లాంగ్వేజ్ తెలీదు, హిందీ, ఇంగ్లీష్, మలయాళం ఇవన్నీ వాటికి రావు. సో మనం ఏం చేస్తున్నాం, అవి యూజ్ చేసుకోవడానికి we are learning its language and we are applying it to our Arduino. Okay, still now we will go with this doubt session.
I got, ma'am.
Yeah, you can mute yourself, Nana. Is there anyone who has still doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. If you have no doubts, you can mute your microphones. Okay. Satvik. Let me check the chat box. Someone actually
Ma'am?
approached me. Yeah. Tell me, Nana. Who is that? Can I
మనం
please know
ఏ
your name?
లెటర్ తో అయినా చేయొచ్చా?
Sir.
Nice.
Okay. Who is that? Can you please?
Class is over.
No. If you have any doubts, I am there here to clarify you. Me and my team.
Okay.
What skills are needed for robotics?
మనం ఏ నెంబర్ పైన మనం కోడింగ్ చేయొచ్చా?
Yeah. Once again, I did not. నాకు అర్థం అవ్వలేదు నువ్వేం చెప్తున్నావు. మళ్ళీ
ఇప్పుడు
చెప్పు. మళ్ళీ
ఇందాక
అడుగు.
సి
నీ వాయిస్ బ్రేక్
మనం
అవుతుంది.
ఏ లెటర్ తో అయినా కోడింగ్ చేయొచ్చా?
ఆ కోడింగ్ మేము మీకు
ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏ
నేర్పిస్తాం
లెటర్
మెయిన్
తో అయినా
కోర్స్.
కోడింగ్ చేయొచ్చా?
మన లెటర్స్ యూస్ చేయం. మన ఏబిసి వి విల్ యూజ్ అవర్ ఇంగ్లీష్ లెటర్స్ బట్ నాట్ తెలుగు అండ్ హిందీ లెటర్స్. ఓకే, మనం ఇంగ్లీష్ లోనే కోడ్ రాస్తాం కానీ అది మన లాంగ్వేజ్ కాదు. అర్థమవుతుందా? ఇప్పుడు సపోజ్ నేను క్యాల్కులేటర్ లో 2+3 అంటే నాకు 5 అని ఆన్సర్ వస్తుంది. బట్ ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ రాయాలంటే, ఒక కోడ్ రాయాలంటే దానికి స్టెప్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఓకే, 2 వేరియబుల్స్ తీసుకొని అలా.
ఓకే మ్యామ్, థ్యాంక్ యూ మ్యామ్.
Yeah. Another doubt. Someone is asking me. Can you please repeat me? I did not get you.
When will be the main course starts?
Can I please your name?
Ashwin.
Ashwin. Okay. Main course details ani రేపు చెప్తాము. Actually, this is a crash course, right? It's a 3 days course. ఈ కోర్స్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత రేపు మీకు మెయిన్ కోర్స్ ఎప్పుడు ఉంటది ఆ డీటెయిల్స్ అన్ని we will intimate it to you. So don't worry about the main course. Okay?
Okay.
Each and every detail of the main course ఎలా ఉండబోతుంది, అందులో మీకు ఏం నేర్పిస్తాం, everything will be said by us to you tomorrow. So have some patience up to tomorrow. And still any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Nagesh? No. Okay. You can mute yourself if you are not having any doubt. If there is any doubt, then you can just unmute yourself. 2 minutes is left. And another main thing, I said you like you need to create a mind map, right? Okay, it's like you need to take a sheet of paper, select some idea, select your interest. Like I have shown you the example of picnic, right? In the same way, take some topic, put it on the middle of your paper, expand your arrows and just write. I have shown you, right, the main mind mapping picture. I will show it once again. Once check that mind mapping picture and you just take one topic and prepare that. Okay, and you can send it to me to your WhatsApp groups and I will check how creative you are, how creative your mind works. Okay, in this colorful manner you can make and send it to me. And the next thing is మీకు ఒక లింక్ పంపిస్తాం నిన్నట్లాగానే. So you need to attempt the quiz and you need to submit that. This mandatory. Okay, and first thing, don't panic about the questions, like if anything is wrong or if you are not able to attempt any answer. This is still you are in a starting stage, so no need to worry. Even though it is wrong, tomorrow you will be more confident and you will be more attentive in knowing the subject. So don't worry about the marks. Okay, it's just we want to test you, we want to let you know that how attentive you were in the session. That's it. So fill that quiz. Okay, answer to that quiz questions. And the second thing is this mind mapping. Take any topic and create a mind map like this and you can send me through that WhatsApp and I will reply you. Okay?
Ma'am,
Yeah, who is that? Can you please tell your name?
my name is Veervenga Nageswarrao.
Yeah, tell me.
నిన్న మీరు అదే పేపర్ పంపించారు చూసారు.
ఏం పేపర్? ఏం పేపర్ పంపించాము?
క్విజ్ పేపర్.
యా లింక్ క్విజ్ లింక్.
దాంట్లో ఒక క్వశ్చన్ కి ఫస్ట్ లెటర్ క్యాపిటల్ పెట్టి మిగతా స్మాల్ పెట్టి రాంగ్ అని వచ్చింది.
యా దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ రైట్. ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఎగ్జామ్ రాస్తారు స్కూల్లో, అదంటే మీ టీచర్స్ పెన్ తో కరెక్ట్ చేస్తారు. సో మీరు ఎలా రాసినా, మీరు క్యాపిటల్ లో రాసినా స్మాల్ రాసినా దే వోంట్ మైండ్ అండ్ దే విల్ గివ్ యూ మార్క్స్. బట్ ఈ క్విజ్ అలాంటిది కాదు. ఇట్స్ లైక్ అంటే అది గూగుల్ తీసుకుంటుంది ఆన్సర్. సో మీరు అన్ని క్యాపిటల్ ఇస్తేనే అది యాక్సెప్ట్ చేస్తుంది. ఐ థింక్ యూ గాట్ మై పాయింట్. ఓకేనా? అవన్నీ యాక్చువల్లీ ఎసిమో అనేది వర్డ్ కాదు కదా, ఇట్స్ లైక్ అబ్రివేషన్. దానికి ఒక అబ్రివేషన్ ఉంది, దానికి ఫుల్ ఫామ్ ఉంది. సో